are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, welcome to another KevCAM night class that we got going on here. Just wanted to thank you for taking your time out of your night and get a couple more people coming in here, so we'll just kind of wait for everybody to get in. But tonight we got Terry Hurley helping me out, answer some questions, and Terry is over in California and he kind of handles the Pacific Coast account manager there.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. I see a few of my customers in there. Hey, Rick McAllister's in there, and Jeffrey Jones, and hi, guys.
Yeah, and just you know, for those of you guys that are new to the KevCAM night class, what we do is everybody is on mute right now. That's just to eliminate some background noise. But if you guys have any questions at all, there is a questions panel in the GoToWebinar chat area, and Terry will try to address those as soon as possible. And if he can't answer them, he'll just tell me to shut up, and we'll get them answered right away. So definitely, you know, use this to your advantage and ask as many questions as you guys want, and I'll try to show you everything that there is to do with Transform today, and how transformations can kind of help you guys out and help you know, your programming time and save you programming time too. So but what I'll do is for those of you that don't have my email address, I'm going to put it into the chat for you guys. So I just put my email into the chat. Everybody should see it in there. And then also, once the webinar is done, what I'll do is I will put it up on the YouTube site. For those of you guys that don't know, we have a SolidCAM University channel. I try to do daily uploads for you guys, so tips and tricks inside SolidCAM. Some are, you know, just 2-minute long videos, some are 10-minute long videos, so definitely come check it out here. Subscribe to it for sure so you guys can see all the updates, but all the KevCAM night classes are in here all the way from the start, so if you guys missed out on one and you guys want to see one, definitely come to the YouTube channel here, and let me just put that link into the chat for you guys also. So you guys, like I said, you guys get through the session tonight and can't remember, you know, what I exactly talked about, you guys can, you know, obviously shoot me an email or give us a call on the support line, or you can just come back to the YouTube channel here and watch the video that way. So, but I guess we'll, with that being started, we'll get the ball rolling on transformations tonight. So, like I said, we're going to be covering anything to do with transformations, kind of go through the ins and outs with you guys and show you everything that there is to do with transformations. Just a heads up, next week we will not be having a night class. They're actually going to be doing a dinner party. So we won't be, and they'll be using the GoToWebinar account, so we won't be able to have a night class, but we'll continue it after that. So just 1 week off for you guys. Take your night off and enjoy your summer, I guess. But and also, guys, if you guys have any ideas, shoot them over to your account manager, shoot them over to Terry, shoot them over to myself. Let us know, you know, what you guys want to see. We want these classes to benefit you guys in any way, and if there's something that you guys want to see, something that you guys want to kind of go over, we'll definitely turn it into a class, and we've had a couple people that have already submitted in, but you know, if you guys give me an idea, you guys get a free t-shirt and hat, so you know, shoot those ideas over if you guys have something. So, but all right, we'll get the ball rolling here with the transformation. So right now we just have a basic simple part. How transformations work is basically you're just kind of taking that geometry and transforming it to a different location. We're transforming it using a mirror feature. Quite different ways of doing it. So what I'm going to do for our first part is we're just going to program just one simple part right here, and then we're going to transform that part multiple times. So what we'll do is we'll actually create some stock, and we'll kind of treat it as if you guys are running this on a router with like a vacuum table or something like that, and you guys want to make multiple parts out of maybe like a 2-foot by 4-foot piece of aluminum or something like that. So first things first is we'll just program it like we normally do. So we'll just come in here, do a profile, grab our geometry, and we'll just accept that, and we'll just grab a tool, and we'll just use a 1/2-inch cutter right now. Yeah, we'll cut aluminum here. Let's put a holder on there. And that looks good. All right, so we got our tool and holder. Do our depths real quick. And let's just do a helical, doing a helix down into the part, going down to 100th thou. Okay, so now we got our tool path, you guys will see, for just our one part right here. So, I mean, we can play this through, but like I said before, let's pretend that we are cutting this out of a very large piece of stock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that stock in here. And I kind of went through the stock in one of the other night classes, but we'll just add a new part and just do, and we'll just say this is, let's see, 24. And we'll do maybe a 1 foot. And we'll just extrude that out real quick. And I just want to make sure I'm going the right way here. Looks like I need to reverse my direction. There we go. Hit the green check mark. And now I'm going to add that to my stock here. Now this has nothing to do with transformation. I'm just adding in stock for you guys. All right, so we got our stock here. Now, instead of, let me just change the transparency so we can see our part. Instead of taking that part and, maybe we want to get, 10 different parts out of this big chunk of aluminum. So instead of taking that part, we can click and, move it around and add more parts in here. But instead of doing that, what we'll do is we'll just use the transform feature. Oops, let me accept that. So what we'll do here is right-click once you've created your operation and click on Transform. So you have all your transforms all right here. And I'll kind of go through these, each different option. But for this one, we're just going to use Translate right now. Now you have the option to do a matrix or a list. I prefer matrix, just so it's a little bit easier to see. I'll show you list. Basically, you just tell it, what you guys want in there for an offset for your X, Y, and Z, and then you can enter it in there. Or if we do the matrix, you can tell it how many copies you just want in X and how many copies in Y. So what we'll do is, let's just say we want maybe 6 copies, spacing out about, let's just try 4. And let's go 3 copies, and I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here, guys. So and let's see, what is our dimension right here? Let's go 2 inches. And you guys can put a minus direction, so we'll put it in there for you. So once I hit OK, now basically what I just told it to do is I want to, let me just edit this real quick. What I want to do is I want to create 6 copies going in the X direction with a spacing of 4 inches, and that's, from part to part. It's not the distance between the parts, it's just from, basically from, if I pick a point on here to the point on the other part is where it's going to end up at. So, so hit OK there, and you'll see that we get our parts. Now I can see that I went too much in the X, and I need to increase my spacing in the Y. So let me just edit that real quick here. And we'll just go 5, and maybe we'll do 3 inches of spacing. Now you'll see that we spaced it out. So basically, the transformation is saving you guys a lot of time just, in the programming side of things. So all I had to really do is program that part one time. But now when I go to simulate this, let's do it in Solid Verify here for you guys. You'll see that we have all our parts. It's somewhat like nesting, so you guys can kind of put as many parts as you want on there, but it's not going to automatically figure out the best order, the best shape to put it in. So you guys just have to tell it where you guys want it, and that's, like I said, with that spacing. So, like I said, we basically programmed just one part, but now we have, all these parts that are done and finished without having to, program that part multiple times, or taking that part and bringing it over and copying and pasting it multiple times also. And we just have one simple operation right here. So do we have any questions so far just on doing a simple transform. Let's see, so we are going to, yeah, Jeffrey, we're coming over to your house and we're having a dinner party at your house. Or maybe we should have it at Terry's. Terry should have it at your place.
Yeah, sorry. That sounds good. I'll make a pan roast and have everybody come over and have some seafood.
If everybody can get through all the fires over in California right now.
Yeah, if anyone does want a phenomenal seafood recipe, it's sort of like a very rich man's chowder. Send me an email. I'll email you the recipe. It is absolutely unbelievable.
Cooking one-on-one here.
Sorry about that, Kevin.
No problem. Okay, so now this also works, guys, if you guys have multiple vices. Now, there's two different options for running multiple vices, and let me just kind of delete what we've done here, and let's just delete our stock out. Okay, so let's just pretend that we're taking this part, and let's put another one right here and another one right here. So maybe you guys have a vise set up, and or even bar stock, and you have different vices. If you know the distance of the vise, you guys can use this transform feature also. So like I was saying, unfortunately I'll have to add another, let's do the operation real quick here.
Kevin, there was a question as well. Dwayne Cole asked, can I resume from the 5th part?
Resume from the 5th part. Dwayne, can you give me a little explanation on what you mean by that? If something happens. Oh, no, there is no way just to start the program at a particular location of the part. So either A, you just have to go through your G-code and just start it off at that part, or what you can do is just kind of run through everything. But unfortunately, there is no way just to start it at part number 6 and go from part number 6 on. We could program it, so it's just at part 6 that way, but then you'd have to reprogram it. So.
And probably you have a question. Can you type it into the question box, because we don't have a way, we're not unmuting. Right, Kevin?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and type your question in there. And like I said at the beginning, we just put everybody on mute, so we eliminate background noise. Okay, so we got our part there. You got our toolpath, but like I said, maybe you know that your vise is exactly 5 inches over, and that part is exactly 5 inches over. You can do the transformation there. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you guys is, instead of, coming in here, closing out of there, and then right-click doing a transform, you can actually do it within the operation. So right here is the transform button. So you can just click the transform. It'll do a matrix, and, we know that we have, 2 copies, and each copy is, 6 inches away from each other. Hit OK. And I only got 2 copies. Oops, sorry. Let me change that transformation to 3 here. So if you know your exact distance, this is another way of doing it. For those of you guys that don't know, if you guys wanted a separate work offset for each part, so like right now, these are all going to be under G54. But if you guys wanted to do a separate work offset for each part, we're kind of getting off the transformation topic right here, but what you guys can do is double click where it says CAM part, and you guys can come down to your machine options, and you can change the I number of fixtures. By changing the I number of fixtures to 1, basically it's saying, we'll program this part, 3 different fixtures right here. And what it will do is it will create G-code for 3 different work offsets. So this one will be G54, G55, and G56, but we only had to program the 1 part by itself. So that's another way of doing it. So if I hit OK here, and let's just do our transform, delete that.
And Kevin, Bravo's question was, what is the reference point between instances?
The reference point is, so it's the distance between part to part. So it's going to be, reference point from right here to the distance to right here. So it's just the distance from the part over. It's not the distance between the parts. It's just what do you want from, you can take the measurement from right there to right here. We get a measurement of 6.04 inches, and that's what you could put in there to be exact. And it just anywhere on the part, as long as it's the same spot. So we can go from the backside here to the backside right there, and that's going to give you your distance also. So, but now that we have that I number fixtures turned on, like I said, we only programmed the one part here. Let me just open up the operation. Oops. And we'll just G-code it out. And you'll see that what we have is, we have G54 right here. If I go farther down, we have G55, basically doing the exact same programming. And then farther down is our G56. So like I said, if you guys are using multiple fixtures running the same part, this works wonderful that way too. So a couple different ways of doing it for you guys. All right. Let's see. He's asking where we can change that distance. So what we'll do is we'll do another transform right here, do a matrix, and we'll do our 3 copies. Here is your distance that you're changing. So we measured 3. Let's see, what was it? From there to right here was 6.04. So we can put 6.04 in there. Hit OK. Hit OK. And you'll see that we got our distance matched up just perfect there. So that's how you can change the distance between the two. All right, let's get into a little bit more complex parts here. Open up one of my other projects that we're working on, and we'll work on the translate and the rotate feature. So this part, we have the same pattern going in the X, but it's also rotated up every 90 degrees. So we'll start off with just doing basic profile here again, and we'll just program just the one slot, and we'll just do the auto constant Z. We'll grab our tool, and we'll just leave the factory tool in there, a 1/4 inch, throw a holder on there. And our upper level is already set. We'll grab our lower level here. And for those of you guys who don't know, when it turns green, or sometimes it might even turn red, that means it's physically linked itself to the SolidWorks model. So if the model ever does change, that number will automatically update for you guys, which is very huge, especially if you guys get rev changes. And we kind of went through that in the integration KevCAM night class too. All right, so we'll do a nice helical entry going, let's see, a 1/4 inch tool. Just do 100 thou. Oops, and I'm just going to turn my lead in and lead off to none. Okay, so we have our part there, and we just programmed just the one by itself. So what we want to do now is obviously we want to copy that over. So we'll just bring it back up, click the transform, and we'll do the translate. Do a matrix again, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do 5 copies, and our distance is going to be from here to here, which is 1.7. 1.7. Hit OK. Okay, so now we did the transform. We have our slots going in the X direction. Now what we want to do is rotate it up. So go back to our transform, and you guys can add as many transformations as you want here. So you don't have to feel that you have to stuff it all in one. So just keep it adding to the list. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a rotate, and we're going to do a rotate, and we have the same different options. You can do a delta or a list. I kind of prefer the list. And what we'll do is we'll include the original. Our angle value is going to be every 90 degrees, and I have 3 different angles in there. So I'll just add 3 and hit add. So now you'll see it does it for 0, 90, 180, and 270. So we can hit OK. And now you'll see that it did all of our parts. So what we did is we did a translating it all the way over, and then we did the rotate feature, which is rotating it around. Now, if you guys want to add more of those in there, I mean, all you have to do is just increase your number right here, and we can keep adding more in there. So like I said, we basically, all we really did is just program the one slot, and then we transformed everything from there. So there's really no need for you guys to, if you guys have something similar, to program that multiple different times and have multiple different operations. We can do this all in one operation, but you'd have to go through and chain each one of these, or like I said, we could just use the transform function in there. All right, so let's take another look in here. So what you guys can do also is, let me just cancel, let me clear everything in here. So we're starting off fresh here. So now we have no more transformation in there. Now what you guys can do is, instead of editing the current operation, you can add a new operation. Or you can add it at the current position in the operation tree, or you can add it at the end of the tree. So if you guys want to, we can just say add a new operation, and then we'll do the translate in the matrix. And what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 5 at 1.7. Hit OK, and we did the rotate list. Actually, we won't include the original that time because we already did the original. So now what we'll do is we'll just do angle value of 90 3 times, add, and now you'll see it adds a separate operation with just the transform down here. And I messed up my angles. Terry, why didn't you tell me I messed up my angles?
I was about to tell you, Kevin, and you picked out it yourself.
All right, so maybe we just got to include that original. I got my angle somewhere messed up in here. Let's do the edit here, and we'll just start over here. All right, so 90 degrees. There we go. So now you'll see it kept our original down here of just having the one, and then it started a completely new operation with the transform in there. So hopefully it kind of makes it pretty clear for you guys on, what you guys want there. Also inside there, you guys can suppress the original too. So just some more features in there. And you guys can do the synchronization, basically just kind of update everything. So do we have any questions? Let's see, in the include original is a little vague as well. Okay, so what I'm saying when I do the include the original, let's see if I can find a good way to explain this. Let me start over here. Okay, so when we do a transform right now, if we do a translate in the matrix here, if I just do number of copies as 5 and not include the original, and we did 1.7. It's going to leave out that original one that we pulled it in there. So by leaving that one out, it kind of suppresses the original and then does the other transforms in there. So that's kind of basically what happens when you're in here and you leave out the original model. Does that kind of answer your question, Dwayne? Okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions that we have going on with the translate or the rotate functionality in there?
Number of copies on Y. Also, when I use that.
Okay, number of copies of Y is basically going to be the same thing. So if we had that, let's just get back in here. We'll include the original. Number of copies of Y is in the Y direction. So right now, we just have that going in the X direction. But if we want to, we can create that many copies in Y too. So if we did, maybe you want to do a second set, but you just didn't have the CAD updated for it. Let me just get a quick number here. Let's see, a distance of that slot is 1/2 inch. So let's just go 1 inch. Hit OK. So the number of copies in Y is basically going to just copy it up in Y. Let's see, I'm falling behind here. Copies in Y.
Yeah, the other one is after making Y equal 12 inches.
Terry, you know what he's saying there?
Yeah, he's saying he's in the Y. Let's see. When he goes in the Y direction, it always goes back to 1, is he saying? After making Y 12 inches in order to meet it. It looks like he's got to change it to 2 and go back to 1.
Okay, you shouldn't have to change anything. If you guys don't want to do any copies in the Y direction, just put it at 1, and you'll see it actually grays out the Y step. And you guys can put, 24 copies in here, and it's going to space it out that 1 inch apart. So you can see we can kind of cover up the screen a little bit. Oh, I could even do 11.
There's another say, I want 1 Y at 12 inches.
So he wants 1 Y.
And I think the answer why it's grayed out because he's not going in the Y direction, so it grays you out, don't have an option.
Yeah, so
no
the number of copies. So this one is counting 1. Now, if you want another set of these at 12 inches above, which I think you're getting at now, is what you want to do is you need to do a copy of 2, and then you can put your 12 inches there. So it's how many copies do you want? So we have the copies down here, and then we have the copies up here. So you have 2 copies. The reason you guys can't change the number of copies when it's at 1 is just because it's the original, and there's nothing to put its spacing in there. It's just keeping the original there. So
yeah, you can't go Y 12 inches from Y when it is.
When there's no copy. So
there is no copy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put that at 2, and then you can put your 12 inches in there. So hopefully that answers your question, Dwayne. Also, the sorting. You'll see, like right now, we're kind of doing a zigzag. Let's do.
I asked the question, does it include the original operation, Kevin?
Yes, it is including the original because I have it checked right here.
And that's what he asked. Must I have it checked if it's unchecked? Include.
If it's unchecked, then it's just not going to machine that original one down here. But and Dwayne, if you want, we can get into this more too offline, so you can answer questions. I think I have it answered, but if not, definitely let me know. So now what I've done is I've created kind of like what Dwayne was, well, this is a little bit past it, but we're doing 11 copies and we're only doing 1 inch gapping, but you'll see it's doing a zigzag pattern. But maybe you want to change the pattern. So you guys can come over here and change the sorting to something like that. So it's going to kind of go up, down, kind of doing a zigzag that way. So you guys can kind of change the sorting pattern however you want to best utilize the toolpath and get the fastest cycle time for you guys, so you're not wasting time, going back and forth with like a zigzag pattern like this one. So, we're starting right here. So instead of going all the way back over to the left side, we can just go up and kind of do, that way too. So that pattern is going to basically be this one right here. So now we're kind of utilizing our toolpath movement, starting at the left, going to the right, go up, and then go back to the left side, go up, go back to the right side, working that way. So
Dwayne had another question. The biggest deal for me was the climb and conventional. Probably can't change that, but it would be a great feature.
Actually, it does change. And I'll actually go over that with the when we do the mirror, because mirroring, you're basically taking that part and flipping it over. So the toolpath will actually be flipped over too. and technically would be, conventional cutting versus climb cutting, but it does adapt for it. For those of you guys that use the transform with the mirror feature in iMachining, that it was only going the one way, so when you do the mirror, it would actually conventional cut. They added that in with 2016, so if any, like I said, in other night classes, if you guys are looking for 2016, please let me know. Just shoot me an email, and we'll get you guys set up with 2016. We're just kind of doing a soft release right now, running on Service Pack 1. It's been very good for us. So, okay, so let's get rid of this part here, and let's get into the mirroring. Or did we have any more questions on just that part by itself?
I think we're set.
Okay, perfect. So let's go to the mirror here. Okay, so pretty simple, easy part here. Basically, we have kind of the kidney shape over here, and it's an exact mirror of what we have over here. And I'm just doing some simple shapes right now because I know a lot of you guys have, big parts, but I can't use you guys as parts to show the whole world what we're doing. So we just got a pretty simple part here. Let's just go ahead and do a pocket operation here.
And when you get a minute, Kevin, probably had a question.
Okay, let me get this. And we'll just grab that cutter right there. Levels, set our level here. And we'll take it and let's just go one full depth of cut. Technology, save and calculate. Okay. Okay, whose question do we got here?
Probably have one is, when dealing with multiple vices, can we mention which one first and which one want to do second, and so in sorting like path?
Yes. So that was right in that sorting functionality that I just showed. So if you want to, start from the left to go to the right, or if you want to go from right to left, it's right in that sorting tab that I was showing you there in the transform feature. So answer that question, yes, you can. Okay, so just program just the one side by itself. Let's just do a simulate here. Oops, I got my 3D mouse set up a little fast. Okay, so we got our shape cut out there. So now instead of making a copy or adding more geometry to that, we can also, like I said, do the transform feature. But now we'll do a mirror. And what I want to do is I want to mirror it over my X and Y. And you guys can pick your mirror point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the center of the, do a pick, do center of part, and, oh, come on, pick here, and hit OK. Save and calculate. And you'll see that I forgot to include my original. So let me get back into my transform here. And let's include that original.
See, not only does Kevin teach you how to use the software, he teaches you how to make mistakes in the software.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we basically just copy that over. Now, I forgot to mention, too, if you guys are unsure of what was transformed, what's not, there'll always be a little logo right at the bottom side of your like contour profile operation. So like right now we're doing the mirror, so the little M is in there. If we're doing a transform, the little T will be in there. Fourth axis, which we'll get to next, it will show different icons for everything there. So now let's do a simulate and show you guys that will still be conventional cutting. And see, we're still conventional cutting. So everything works great with that. Like I said, all you guys just have to do is mirror it around. Pick the point that you want to mirror about and mirror it over that way. And right from there, if you guys wanted, you can add a translate in there. Maybe if you want to make it a copy of that, making, a little bit closer in or whatnot, the sky's the limit. Like I said, I'm just trying to show you guys on a simple part here, and then you guys can kind of apply it on your end. So, okay, so let's, any questions on the mirroring so far? Looks like we're good. I don't see any there.
Yeah, I think we're good, Kevin. I don't see any.
All right, perfect. So now let's get into fourth axis. So let's go to...
There's a question. Can we mention any plane? Brava.
Not sure what you mean by any plane. To mirror?
To mirror.
Well, let's just bring that part back up here. Like a plane to mirror about, or like in SolidWorks?
Like in SolidWorks.
Yeah, so, what we're doing here is it's pretty close to what we're doing in SolidWorks. SolidWorks, you have to pick, if you want to mirror about, the x-axis or y-axis, and that's right here. But edit right here, you can see you have, I did the x and y, but if you guys just want to mirror it about the x-axis or just the y-axis, this is where you're mirroring it about going on which plane. So, and then, like I said, the center point of where you want it to mirror about. So, all right. So let's get into fourth axis here. And fourth axis. And I already set up this part with some stock, so we didn't have to waste time bringing that stock in here. But basically what we're going to do is we're having this part in a fourth axis indexer, and just doing some engraving and machining off. So what we're doing
couple
here.
Questions, Kevin.
All right, tell me what we got.
Yeah, this is the first question was this was for 3-axis, what you were showing them, right?
Yep.
And
yeah.
then 5-axis will include XZ, YZ, etc.
Correct, Dwayne. Yep. So and that's going to be if you add a 5-axis operation and then do a transform off of that. So it'll add that all in there.
And James had a question about the circular pattern on a transformation with numerical holes in a certain diameter.
James, can you give me a little more information on what you mean by that one? A circular pattern, the transformation. Not sure.
It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't. Is he asking a different size holes? It shouldn't matter what it's mirroring. It's mirroring.
Yeah.
Right, Kevin?
Yeah, I think he's talking translates right here, but let me open up that part here. And let's do a transform. Oh, no, let's just close that one. So, James, can you give us just a little bit more explanation of what you're saying there? And if we want to do more circles in here, what we can do is do a transform. And I forgot where we even left off with this transform. I got to see my. Okay, so
James had some more. He says, where you program one hole and then go to a circular pattern of holes.
Okay, yeah. So we'll pretend these are our circular, our drill holes right here. So let me just edit this one here, and we'll just get rid of, put that back at 1. Hit OK. Now we'll do the rotate feature, and we'll do a list. And let's say we want it, that circular pattern every 5 degrees. And let's just add a bunch of these. Include the original. And it's going to take a second to calculate because what it's doing is it's building all that toolpath behind the scenes for you guys. So here's the pattern. So if you are doing, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's, doing a slot or drill holes, but, you'll see that we're doing our pattern all the way around in that circular, that pattern there. So it's basing, you know, when we're doing the rotation here, it's basing it off the center point of that, of our coordinate system right there, doing a circular pattern all the way around. So hopefully that kind of answers.
Hey, James said that's it. Thanks, James.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, James. Yeah. Okay. So let's grab here. Oops, not do a save as. Yeah, if you guys have questions, definitely tell me, because this is totally for you guys. So we have no problem. The more questions we can throw at Terry, the better, because he's kind of an old fart and he gets all flustered when he gets all kinds of questions coming in there.
Oh my God. See how Kevin picks on me all the time.
Okay, so we'll do fourth
abuse.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do fourth axis here. All right, so I already got my stock set up. We're just doing circular stock right here. Basically what we want to do is we want to mill flats all the way around, and we want to engrave our SolidCAM all the way around. So, you know, we'll just start an operation. We'll just use a 2D eye machine for this one. Grab our geometry here, and let's do an auto constant Z. Mark that chain as open. And my upper level is somewhere around there. And our depth is right there. Okay. So then we'll grab a tool. And we got a level set technology. Let's go turbo. I like that turbo. Save and calculate. Okay, so now you see let's just do a simulation here. Solid verify. And speed her up just a little bit more. Okay, so now we got that one part done. Let's do our engraving now. We'll do an add milling. With engraving, we're kind of getting a little off topic here, but I'm going to show you guys two different ways of doing engraving. For you guys who want, you guys can do a profile, and this is kind of how I was taught, because back in 2007 we didn't have engraving, so we just did it on a profile. So what you guys can do is use profile and come in here. Now when you go to pick your geometry, don't try to chain your little letters. Come over to your multi-chain and click add and click on text. So now it's going to pick up all my text features. So if I highlight my mouse over, and you'll see where the icon goes to an A, the little letter shape A, as I'm pointing at my screen trying to show you guys. There's a little A icon right there. Go ahead and click, and that's going to grab all your geometry right there. Hit the green check mark. It's going to pull up all those chains for you guys, and basically, you know, set it up how you normally would. So I'm just using a simple spot drill right here. My upper level, I just want it right at the top, and I just want to go down, you know, 5 thou deep. I can go to my technology and do center, and that's going to get us our geometry that we're looking for. Now, what you guys can also do is, instead of using that, let's just do a delete here and show you guys the other way of doing it. You can come to engraving, and this one you get a little bit more options. You get a 2D engraving or 3D. With the 3D engraving, you guys just have to have a flat text. It doesn't have to be projected onto the surface. SolidCAM takes care of that for you. So if you guys have a just a 3D surface by itself, and you guys want to project that sketch on there, you can just click on 3D and you can select the geometry that you want, and then it will, and the surface that you want to project it on. But this one we're just doing 2D. And basically the same thing. You know, come down here, grab your multi-chain, grab our text, hit the green check mark. Same thing with our tool. Levels will be the same here. Upper level is going to be right there. And let's just go down 5 thou. Technology, center. But now in here, you guys can have the option to, you know, if you guys are using like a bold font, you guys can actually fill the area using a contour or a hatch. If you guys want, like I said, if you're doing a bold, you can just do a middle line only. But since we're just doing a single line font in here, We don't really need to worry about any of that. And for those of you guys that do engraving, the best font out there is going to be the DPS Schrift. It's going to be just a single line font. It's a very clean looking font. There's so many different fonts that SolidWorks has to offer, but if you guys are just doing part numbers and whatnot, use that DPS Schrift and it'll look the best for you guys. So, okay, so we'll save and calculate that, and we have our engraving there. So now what we want to do is transform that around. I never tried this here. So now we'll do, I'm highlighting both ones I want to transform. I'm just going to do 4th axis, and where are my angles here? I think we did 30 degrees. So I want to include original. My angle is going to be 30 degrees, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps there. And I'm off on my angles here. Transform. Edit. Yeah, it must have been 60 degrees. And I can just come in here and delete it, but let's see, start over here. Angle 60. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. There we go. So now, when we do a simulate, solid verify, we're going to machine that one side, pick up, rotate, it's going to go to the next side, and basically it's just making copies going around your 4th axis, so you guys don't have to create all these different positions in there with your chord assist. You guys can just machine it, program it one time, and then just use the transform feature in there.
Can they specify the order of operations in a transform? Might want to use 1 plus 5.
Yeah, so if you want to, if you wanted to do, let's finish playing this through here. So we'll see we got our SolidCAM, trying to keep up with the rotations here. So now we have our SolidCAM rotated all the way around. We have all our flats go all the way around. So if you guys want to specify the rotations that you are going, what we can do is let's delete this. We'll do 4 axes, include the original. Maybe our first one, we want it to be at 120. We can do insert, and maybe the next one, we want to do minus 60. See if we can do it minus 60. Yep. So we can insert it. So you can do it that order. Like face, gray, face. Oh, no, there is no way to specify. What Dwayne's asking is if we can just do each time we do a 4th axis, so it just does the facing, then does engraving, moves over to the next side, facing, engraving. Sorry, Dwayne, yes, we can do that. Let me just clear everything here, and what we want to do is we'll do the, okay, so we're starting from scratch. So we'll do the face engraving there, do the transform, we'll do the mirror, oh, I got ahead of myself, new operation, mirror, 4th axis, and we'll do angle of 60, insert. So now what it's going to do is do a simulate here.
And Kevin, I'm not sure if you have Ani's question. Might want to use 1 plus 5, and you use 1 plus 6.
See that? Might want to use, didn't do, oh, sorry. Okay, so Dwayne,
when you included the original, you said it didn't do it.
Yeah, you don't want to include the original. So right now we're machining off the flat, and then oh yeah, you're right. So let me get back in there. Oh, hang on, I messed this up. I don't have a transform in the right spot here. Let's just do clear all. delete that. Do clear all, okay.
And Ronnie said he was just clarifying what Dwayne was saying.
Oh, gotcha. For some reason, I'm
Not important.
not transform.
And
Delete.
Dwayne said he has a problem with clear all.
Yeah, my clear all is not working either.
Uh-oh.
We got a stumper here. Oh, because it's a different operation. Okay. Okay, let's start over here. Found out what I did wrong here. So we get back our engraving here. Come on. There we go. Grab our tool here. Levels, upper level, and here. 0, 5, and do center, save and calculate. Okay, so now we have engraving, we have our iMachine. So now highlight those, do a transform. We'll do a new operation. Actually, we'll do it at the end of the tree here. 4 axes, and we will just do angle of 60, insert, hit OK. So now, if we do a simulate, it should go in the exact order that you're looking for, Dwayne. So let's just test it real quick. So we're doing iMachining here, and now we're doing engraving. Switches back over to iMachining, and back to engraving. So is that what you're looking for, Dwayne? Swing. Perfect. Do we have any other questions with the 4-axis? Or is there anything that I missed, or that we missed in the questions that anybody is? Okay, I think we're good. So let's get to the tube stone here. Whew, I started sweating on that one a little bit. Dwayne, you almost had me going there.
You don't sweat in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Cold.
Just think it's going to be snowing here real shortly, too.
And Dwayne's not done either. So you're going to be really sweating.
Okay, the part that I'm pulling
Carlos
up.
In there. Hey, Carlos.
Yeah, the part that I'm pulling up here is a real complex tube stone. I kind of went through this last week with the stump the chump or stump the professor or whatever you guys wanted to call it. You guys just tell me what you wanted to see. But so right here is a part, and basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be transforming it around a 4th axis. So what I did is I brought in all my fixtures, all my vices, everything that I needed. I programmed just one part, and that's this part right here. Just did one part, just left it at that. Then what I did is I came through, and with all my different vices here, I brought in, I programmed these 2 parts because we have a upper and lower, and this is basically kind of set up for production. The part gets machined on top, we flip it down to the bottom in the chick vise and hit cycle start and go to town. So what we're doing is we have multiple chick vices going on here. So what I did is just open up my cord sys, and you'll see that I have a cord sys for every part all the way around. And I labeled them as just max. They're not positions, and we don't want to use positions just because the transform on a Mac-to-Mac is taking care of that rotations for you guys. So just add as many positions in there, and I know there's a lot in here, but like I said, just do your Mac 1, Mac 2, Mac 3, Mac 4, going all the way around. So now, let's do a transform here. You'll see what I did is sorry, I went a little fast. What you do is you click on cord sys, and I think in 2016 it's called Mac to Mac, but it's always at the bottom. So it's either going to be cord sys or Mac to Mac. And you just check which ones you want to do. So I included the original with my Mac 1 position 1, and I included all the ones that I wanted to transform. And then the way you guys pick this is the order that it's going to go. So now, if I hit OK here, let's just do a simulation here. And it might just take a little bit of time to pull up. Well, looks like not too bad here. So now let me just slow it down for you guys. So we're face milling. It's going to come over to the other part. It's going to rotate. And we're rotating again, just working our way all the way around the part. Now we start back at the beginning and just keeps going around and around and around. Looks like I had a little bit of rubbing going on, but so, and like I said, this is more, you know, if you guys have multiple parts on your 4-axis, you know, this is another good way of doing it. Same thing with like tubestone. And you don't have to set any distances or anything like that because everything is pulled off of the Mac. So, you know, before when we were doing 4 axes, we told it, or even transform, we told it we wanted a spacing of, you know, 4 inches and we wanted 6 copies. Well, since we created Mac positions for each one of these, we don't even have to worry about the distance or how many copies. We just go off of the Mac position.
Kevin probably had a question. Are these all come under the G54 or by increments?
These are going to be coming under G54, G54.1, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. It's all your extended work offsets. And it's all dependent on your post. So it might come up as, you know, G54, 55, 56, 57. But if this is something that you guys do on a regular basis, there is, with 2015, we have to add a registry key in there for you guys to be able to do this where it goes in the proper order, utilizing the A rotations. Because you guys will notice, I mean, we're not just working on the front side of this part, we're actually coming in from the sides too and getting these parts. So it's a quick, easy registry key that I just have to send to you. But I think in 2016 it's already included in there for you guys, so you guys don't have to worry about that. So to answer your question, it's going to be, on this particular one, it's going to be G54.1, P1, and then so on, P2, P3, P4. So it's going to be all in your extended work offsets, but which can be completely changed around for you guys for you know, what you guys want to see on your machine. We just have to switch up your posts. So did I put anybody to sleep? I know I didn't put Dwayne to sleep yet. Okay.
Another question from Dwayne. Will simulation allow you to, what does it say?
Switch?
Switch, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Switch between my head and switch to the rotator.
Oh, so the simulation. So instead, Dwayne, you wanted this to rotate instead of the tool rotate? Okay. That's going to be machine sim. That's the only time that we can do, you know, to actually have it rotate around what you're going to see in the machine. And for those of you guys that want to see what it looks like, I did a Haas right here, Haas ST20Y. With this one, it does show the, well, here, let's just make this bigger and let's just go just to higher resolution here. Okay, so here is Machine Sim, and Dwayne, Machine Sim is very cheap, and it's going to save your butt if you're running more than 3 axes. So, and if you are interested,
real quick, Kevin. The Machine Sim comes with the 5-axis module, the 5-axis Pro. It's an add-on to the standard and stuff, and it's only about $800, but you have to send us the model. You have to send us the 3D machine modeled up, and we'll write the simulation for it.
Yep.
But the customer is to supply the model.
Yeah, and a lot of times you guys can get those models right from your manufacturers. So we're going to play it through here, and you'll actually see everything moving like it's supposed to. And you know, you guys can, if you guys just have a 3-axis machine, see how the turret's rotating right there? If you guys just have a 3-axis machine, we can put machine sim on that too. So if you guys actually think about the cost of crashing a machine versus machine sim, it's pretty cheap. It's going to save your butt more than enough time. So this kind of...
And also, check, sorry, Kevin.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, check with us because we do have a lot of machines modeled up. I know Darren's got a few of them, so we may have it already modeled. But you know, give us a call, let us, you know, and we'll check to see if we have your machine modeled already.
Dwayne, if you're interested with machine sim, just let me know, or actually let your account managers know and tell them you want the KevCAM discount. So, and we looks like a Zimmerman machine. I only crashed once in my life. Dwayne, or for all you guys, this kind of takes away the I guess you call it the butt pucker factor. So, I mean, you guys watch it in the you know, in the machine sim, and you know everything is 100% good. So you don't get out to the machine and you know that tool starts flying into there, and you know you tighten up the butt cheeks to hit the cycle stop button where you know it's ran through in machine sim. You guys don't have to worry about that at all. So. We won't say what Dwayne said, but but any other questions, guys? That kind of wraps it up for the evening. But you know, if you guys have questions, definitely shoot me an email. You guys all have my email address in there. Definitely check out the YouTube channel if you guys are interested in you know anything that I'm showing here that you guys don't have. Just let your account managers know. Tell them you want the KevCAM discount. They'll give you a little bit of discount because you sat through my boring session. But, and then, you know.
We will? No, we will.
No, I'm kidding. And, you know, like, you know, if you guys like the program, tell your friend about it. Give us a name and a phone number, and we'll give you a $100 gift card. So, you know, we kind of did a special just for you guys. They got our CO to kind of up the value, so he doubled it for you guys. So if you guys have a buddy down the street, someone met in the bar or something like that that does cam, and you get him in a demo, you get a $100 gift card, no questions asked. If he ends up buying the software, you get 20% of that sale. So definitely a pretty cool program that we have, and just getting the word out there, you know, and that's about it.
Earlier this year, I sent a guy a check for $12,000 on a $60,000 order.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's the kind of money we're sending out, very real. Great program.
Yeah,
and all you need to do is give us a contact, you know, a company name and a contact and a phone number, and we'll do it all from there. You can be involved or not involved, not even mention it. You know, we go to them, and if they buy, you get 20%. You can't beat that.
Yep, exactly. So, and like I said, just mention the KevCAM, and we'll double that offer. So, but that about wraps it up. And Dwayne, I love the comment about MasterCam, but you know, like I said, you guys, if you guys have any questions, concerns, give me a call. For those of you guys who don't know what the phone number for the tech support is, it's 866-975-1115 extension 2. I'm just going to ring to all the support guys. Like I said, shoot me an email and give me those ideas of, you know, what you guys want to see, maybe a part that, you know, that you guys are having issues programming. We'll turn it into a class for you. So we have scheduling all the way out to almost December right now, but like I said, give me those comments or parts that you guys want to see, and we'll program out for you guys. So that about wraps it up, guys. So have a wonderful night. Thanks for taking the time out of your night
Thanks,
to
guys.
watch it. And this will be up on YouTube about 1 o'clock in the morning Central Time. So is when I'll get done editing. So take a look at that if you guys need to review it again. So, but with that being said, have a wonderful night. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everyone.